It was one of those long, seemingly endless summer nights where the darkness seemed to stretch on forever. I was on a solo road trip, chasing the horizon under a sky blanketed with a million stars. The hum of my car's engine was my only companion, and the radio played a hauntingly melodic tune that seemed to resonate with the open road. The gas gauge, however, was a nagging reminder of my neglect. It had dipped dangerously close to the empty mark, a blinking orange warning sign of my procrastination. Panic crept in as I skinned the empty, desolate highway for a sign of civilization, a beacon of hope that would take the form of a gas station. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, it appeared, a gas station standing alone like a sentinel against the night. Its sign was half buried in overgrown bushes, and it buzzed sporadically, casting eerie, stuttering shadows across the cracked pavement. Pulling up to the pumps, I killed the engine and surveyed my surroundings. The place was steeped in an eerie silence, and a sense of unease settled over me like a shroud. The fluorescent lights above the pumps flickered intermittently, casting an unsettling pallor over the cracked concrete. An old payphone stood as a relic of days gone by, its phone book yellowed and brittled with age. As I approached the pump, the harsh lights above flickered and buzzed like an insect caught in a web. I swiped my card repeatedly, but the stubborn machine remained unresponsive. Frustration clawed at my throat, and I cast furtive glances around, half expecting someone to emerge from the shadows and offer assistance. Then, something peculiar happened. A soft, hushed cry reached my ears, a sound so haunting that it froze me in my tracks. My heart began to race as I strained to locate the source. The cry was human, a voice in distress, but it seemed to come from the old convenience store attached to the gas station. Pushing open the creaky door, I was greeted by a gust of musty, stagnant air. The shelves were frozen in time, stocked with long-forgotten snacks and faded magazines. The overhead fluorescent lights hummed with a sickly yellow glow. An ancient CRT television in the corner displayed nothing but static, its monochrome pixels dancing eerily. The flickering lights cast ghostly shadows, and I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. A whisper, soft and distant, rustled through the air. It beckoned me, drew me further into the store, down a narrow hallway at the back. With every step, my curiosity battled my growing unease. The dim light of a flickering bulb hung above a door marked "Employees Only." The whisper seemed to emanate from behind it, an enticing but eerie call that tugged at my curiosity like a siren song. Summoning all my courage, I turned the doorknob and pushed the door open. What lay beyond was a sight that would haunt my nightmares for years to come. The room was dimly lit, and shelves lined with dusty, decaying items surrounded a grotesque circle on the floor. Symbols and sigils adorned the circle, their intricate patterns pulsating with an unnatural, eerie energy. In the center of this eldritch diagram stood a figure so grotesque and malformed that my heart constricted in terror. Its eyes, like burning embers, fixated on me, and a gnarled hand slowly rose, pointing an accusing finger. The whispers grew louder, a cacophony of despair and malevolence. "Join us," it rasped, its voice a grotesque symphony of pain. I stumbled back, a cold shiver running down my spine, and fled from the room in abject horror. My breath came in ragged gasps, and I re-entered the store, only to find that it had transformed. The shelves were now lined with rotting corpses, their empty eyes boring into my soul with accusing glares. Desperation seized me, and I sprinted to the exit, pounding on the glass with frantic urgency. But the door remained resolutely shut, and the world outside had vanished, replaced by a suffocating, inky darkness. As if on cue, the grotesque figure from the room appeared, its presence suffocating. It moved closer, its eyes never leaving mine. "There's no escape," it whispered, its voice echoing through the void. Then, with a sudden jolt, I awoke. I was back in my car, parked at the gas station. But it was no longer abandoned. People moved about. The fluorescent lights hummed with life, and the buzz of activity filled the air. It had all been a terrible dream, a vivid and visceral nightmare that felt far too real. With trembling hands, I filled my tank, my mind still haunted by the gas station horror that had unfolded in my imagination. As I drove away, I couldn't shake the eerie feeling that the gas station held secrets darker than the night itself. Secrets that were better left undisturbed. Therefore, I never suggest anyone to drive alone at night and stop at gas station at any cost.